Hey, Cynthia.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, doing good, thank God. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem.
So, when someone takes the time to recount an experience, it really speaks volumes, and I appreciate your consent to share your story with me today.
No problem.
So my first question, I'll kind of lead you through to make it, easy for you. What was your health concern? And, you can be as nondescript as you feel comfortable, or as descriptive as you feel comfortable.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say just like going back about like a year ago, I was just, experiencing a lot of pain and kind of digestive discomfort and irregularity, and I was, bloated, and it was kind of an every week thing. And I guess, because of all these things, I was kind of more afraid to go out places and do things that I kind of, was normally doing.
Right.
And I wanted to just find a way to get some help and try to just like eradicate, or at least like manage some of the gastrointestinal problems that I was having.
Sure.
And yeah, I guess that's how it kind of the beginning of everything.
Yeah, no, that's very clear. And you mentioned a lot. You mentioned the effect that those symptoms were having on your quality of life, that you were, concerned going out and had reduced your sociability. And I'm curious, did you try any other doctors or treatments before you came to my practice?
um I mean, I did go to a gastroenterologist, but I really didn't feel like what they, I guess, were prescribing was really doing anything or helping me, and it wasn't like, I feel like, as tailored of a regimen as like through like your program and everything like that. So yeah, not
Right.
very much, but yeah.
Right. And I know you mentioned like they had prescribed you pills and there was no other options and you don't like swallowing pills. So there was sort of no
Yeah.
wiggle room to fit you as a person, as an individual, to make it work for you, the Cynthia, as opposed to just, hey, anybody, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Okay. All right. So obviously that hurt compliance and then was no longer wasn't effective. Okay. So you mentioned that you had a problem going out. Like, did this program help you? Has it changed your quality of life or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was like feeling really bad just like every single week, like a year ago, and I was really worried about that. And I just feel like lately things have been just like so much better, and it's kind of like not as, on my mind as it was before, for sure. And I definitely think I can kind of, go out more and do things that I just didn't feel comfortable with, before everything. And yeah, it's been just like, night and day, I think, for where how it was before. So yeah, it's been really helpful.
Awesome, awesome. I know you had mentioned to me in the past you no longer dread things every week, so that's pretty much still holding true. And you had mentioned like at some level of success rate. Do you remember? Do you feel any? Do you feel there was a certain success rate if you had to measure 0 to 100? How would you gauge me? How would you rate that improvement?
I mean, I would definitely say like 95 to 98% better. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm basically like at 100%. There's like occasionally maybe like, once a month I feel a little weird, but nothing, absolutely nothing like how it was before. And I definitely think I'm on a much better, path to feeling like, totally how I want to be. And I'm definitely like right there. So it's really great.
Awesome. Awesome. Sorry if you hear or feel the vibrations. I have construction behind my office building, and I don't know if it's translating through. But you know, the other thing that was interesting was, first of all, do you feel like I also helped you not just in feeling better from like a non-pharmaceutical perspective, but was I also able to help you alleviate through this, the laboratory work and everything else, any like true medical fears? I mean, was that something? It wasn't just like, take this or take that. Was there some, you said mentioned being you were concerned. So that concern has fallen away too. And I assume, I could be wrong, that that's also because of the level of investigation we did and was thorough enough to allay those fears.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, in addition to obviously like the different, supplements and things I was taking, I think a big like some of the dietary recommendations and regimens because of the tests, I guess that we did, especially like the food sensitivity test, kind of helped me to avoid, foods I didn't know maybe were affecting me, like gluten. I mean, like, the foods that have gluten in it, have gluten. And I think just like knowing that I had maybe just like, a lot of bad bacteria and things like, in my gut and everything was kind of a huge factor. And I think I learned a lot about it and just like overall, I guess, like gut health and kind of its like importance and how that was sort of like a big, factor in everything. So that definitely, I think, alleviated maybe some of the fears and unknowns I had kind of,
Excellent.
going into things.
So the microbiome was interesting. I know everyone always loves the food. It's always like, well, tell me what I can do, what I can't do. But you also seem to appreciate the microbiome investigation and the information that came out of that. It was eye opening and hopefully very empowering. It seems like you're empowered. That's great. The other unique aspect of the experience was the fact that I'm like 1,500 miles away from you, right? So we're totally different geographical regions, and you received my services from the comfort of your home. Tell me a little bit about what that was like as far as being unique or not unique or comfortable or uncomfortable or a good experience or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like kind of I guess, I found out about like your practice and everything just like through Dr. Danny and her story, right and in the town. But I think that having this kind of like, resource, like even if I'm not like there in person, I think, all the information that you gave and everything was in a like a really good format and
Cool.
everything that I felt, I could still like take in even though I'm like, farther away. And it was like, having the store and all the supplements and everything that I could get there, I think was super like just really, easy and helpful. And I think it was definitely like, convenient and you
Convenient. Yeah,
know,
that's the word. So you would describe it as convenient. That's good. I mean, we need
yeah.
convenience. Life is busy, right?
Yeah, so I definitely thought I'm glad I was still able to get, all like, the services and everything just from like, being here and it didn't matter.
Excellent. Almost finished. Thank you so much for your time. Did you have any fears working with me? Were there any pre-existing fears at all, being either the distance or, the fact that, you weren't going to a medical allopathic physician? Any fears like that you had working with me?
I mean, I guess like in the beginning, like before we even like started, like I definitely was, like a bit skeptical. I feel like a lot of people, like are maybe more skeptical about homeopathic treatments and things like that.
Sure.
And I felt like, I'd already gone to this other doctor and like, I wasn't sure, I guess like what to expect kind of. So, before that, definitely. And but I feel like in the beginning, like, once you start to kind of like, commit to the thing to, the regimens and you start to kind of like see them, working because it's, it takes time and you have to like be patient and be like, disciplined. So I think after like the first, like month or so, just like taking everything and I was really starting to actually see, a difference. I think that definitely like, kind of alleviated a lot of the fears or skepticism I might have had kind of before going into things.
Sure.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm really glad I decided, to do this and continue it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, last question. Would you recommend me to friends and family or anybody else who's having any problems?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's, it's definitely important to like try things, especially if things haven't been like working. I would definitely recommend, trying, all these like different homeopathic remedies and just like, just be like, your help and your practice for other people. So I definitely, I've seen the results. So I would definitely recommend.
Sure. Awesome. And just for clarity, I want to be very clear. I mean, I know you're using the word homeopathic. I haven't recommended any homeopathy per se, because that is a discipline, but holistic for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, no worries there. Just wanted to be clear. Awesome. Well, listen, it's been an honor to work with you and your family, and we're always here for you. And so thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate the experience.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, Cynthia, have a great day.
All right. You
Bye
too.
bye.
Thank you.